Well, I'm talking to the wife here.
More like how's the bean smell later on tonight?
COVID too. Dude, you know you live. We live.
Yeah.
Somebody may end up getting a COVID test before the night's over with. It took her a few minutes, but she's grinning. She's thinking about it.
Well, it doesn't look like we got too many people showing up tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. I ain't even on my phone. I can't tell you how many we got. Looks like we got about 3 or 4.
Yeah, a couple people. 18. See how it goes. Got a good story to talk about tonight. And kind of go from there.
Okay. Dokie.
It's really, really strange how I came across this and whatnot.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And now that's all I see all of a sudden about this story. I'll stay until I get too scared. It's something that's already happened a long time ago, but people are still dealing with the stuff.
The aftermath.
Yep.
People are still dealing. Damn, that is on too. Jeez. I hate my voice. I've always hated it. Makes me sound like I'm wait a minute, I'm trying to think of the right word. It's liable to take me rest tonight. Go ahead.
Hey, B. Mitch, and we got Lisa Anderson, shift kicker, Carson, Carol Z. It's weird not seeing Nate. Nate's saying something at the beginning. I think Nate's been having some issues with his internet and stuff.
Really?
Yep. Hey, Suburban Hillbilly. Good to see you.
Well, you can tell he's a hillbilly. Look at his language. Y'all. But the bad thing about it is, I will y'all the crap out of you if you don't like it. Y'all.
Yeah. Today we're actually going into Jeff's neck of the woods. So he's probably heard about this because it's well known. And the reason I did this is because the time of the year.
To keep me in suspense.
Yeah, I didn't even tell him what it is. So he has to wait himself. And if you've seen the thumbnail, let me go ahead and show you. Find the picture here. There it is.
Miss Lisa Anderson, how you be tonight?
Share screen. It's a small picture, so we'll have to see.
Hey, look, it's Shift Kicker, the one and only robot that will kick your butt.
Now, Jeff says he knows that the guy looks familiar and all.
Yeah.
And some people may recognize the picture, but like I said, it's well known, and I came across it because I was looking for something to do with Christmas time. Something that happened, and this is something that's in Germantown.
It's not North Carolina.
Yep, North Carolina.
Does it? It's got to be western part of my state.
Yep, northwest, I would say.
Cause I'm not familiar with towns up in there.
I wonder if it said the county. I don't know if it says the county, but anyways, it's been called a few things. One of the things is Bloody Christmas. It's also been called, yeah, there's a bunch of names, but the murder of the Lawson family.
Lisa Anderson, what county are you in? She said it's wait a minute. Oh, close to the Biltmore house. So that'd be in Asheville.
No,
Uh-uh.
no, it's Germantown.
Yeah, that's the name of the city. I want to know what county that city's in.
Oh, I don't know the county, but anyways, this happened on Christmas,
Okay.
1929.
Damn, I don't remember that one.
Okay, I'll give you a little background here. In
Oaks County.
1911, Charles Lawson married Fanny Manning, whom they had 8 children.
Damn.
Their third, William, died in 1920. He was probably 6 years old or whatever. Following the move of his younger brother, Marion and Elijah, to Germantown area, Lawson followed suit with his family. Lawson worked as a tobacco farmer, saving enough money by 1927 to buy their own farm on Brook Cove Road. And everything seemed normal, I guess. And well, when it comes down to it, it's in 1929, days prior to Christmas. Lawson, age 43, took his wife, 37, and their 7 children, which was Marie, age 17, Arthur, 16, Carrie, age 12, Mary Bill, age 7, James, age 4, and Raymond, age 2, and Mary Lou at 4 months, into town to buy new clothes and to have a family portrait taken. This would be very unusual an occurrence for a working class rural family like this family in this time, because that's going out and buying all new clothes to get their picture taken didn't make sense. But yeah, where was I at? It was suspected that he had the oldest daughter was pregnant, and it was said that it was the father. Lawson had purchased his farm 2 years prior, however, together with the fact that an Associated Press wire that went out the day after the murders characterized Lawson as a well-to-do farmer would make pre-Christmas shopping spree appearance reasonable, which wasn't, basically. On the afternoon of December 25th, Lawson first shot his daughters, Carrie and Marybelle, and where they were setting out their uncles and they were setting out to go to their uncles and aunts' house. He waited for them by the tobacco barn until they were in range to shoot them with a 12-gauge shotgun. Then
Bang, bang.
well, he done did that, but he used the other end of the shotgun on their yeah.
Okay.
He placed their bodies in the tobacco barn. Afterwards, Lawson returned to the house where he shot his wife, who was on the porch. As soon as the gun was fired, Marie, who was inside, screamed, while the two boys, James and Raymond, attempted to find hiding places. Lawson shot Marie and then found and killed the two boys. Lastly, killed the baby, Mary Lou. It was thought that she was bludgeoned to death after the murders. He went into the nearby woods several hours later and shot himself. The only survivor was the eldest son, 16-year-old Arthur, who had sent on an errand just before committing the crime. The bodies of the family members were found with their arms crossed and rocks under their heads. The gun citing Lawson own suicide was heard by many people who had already learned the murders on the property gathered there. A police officer who was with Arthur ran down to discover Lawson's body alongside letters to his parents as footprints encircled the tree. It was supposed to be that he had been prancing around the tree prior to taking his life. Now, you understand how gruesome this was and everything, and that's not the whole story there. It goes on much more deeper than that. There has been many people investigating this. I forget what their names are. They have the movie Annabelle and all those movies. I can't remember their names right now. Husband and wife, but they're real famous, and they investigated that.
They also did Amityville Horror, the house on that.
Yeah. And
I know who you told.
Yeah, I can't remember their name right off. But and there's been movies on this and documentaries. And there was like over 5,000 people attend the funeral, which in 1929, that was a lot of people for a funeral.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised you've never heard of this.
I've heard of it, but it's been a good while.
Christmas? Yeah.
That's what I heard, Bloody Christmas. But like I said, it's been a good while back ago. And the name of that town is in Stokes County, which, if y'all don't know where Stokes is, that's where Pilot Mountain is.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's of course the property where the farm is totally haunted, but not only that is where the bodies were placed in town.
The way they were placed.
Well, there's a makeshift funeral parlor, if you call it a funeral parlor, but I forget the name of the place.
Hey, you want to go to Stokes County this weekend?
Well, the museum is free and is open to the public, and you can go in and you can see the caskets and everything.
Well,
and
now
there's been people that go in and see this and instantly are drained to where they can hardly make it out of there.
Really?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of it. See if I can find
So
it.
Mayberry RFD ain't as innocent as people think, huh?
Yeah, it's actually the second floor of a feed store or something like that. Oh, Madison Dry Goods. Yeah, that's what it was.
Madison?
Yeah, Madison Dry Goods.
God, how many times have we been through that town?
No, that's the name of the Madison feed store.
But Madison Feed Store is in Madison, North Carolina.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's where it is. Okay, here's another story from somebody. I heard I had heard about Charlie Lawson tragedy years ago because I lived in Stokes County when I came here. I didn't realize there was actually a funeral home upstairs on the second floor. It was called TB Night Funeral Home, and it's a creepy place. I've seen the pictures and the video and stuff. There were the embalmers and the funeral directors, so they provided a direct link to Charlie Lawson. In fact, when I first got there, a person brought me a picture with the bodies out in front of the elevator rolled up. I didn't know the significance of this, so I wish I had the picture today for my display because there was an interest in it because they were embalmed here. People like this one gentleman who's deceased now would say, you've got to have this newspaper. And there's newspaper clippings, pictures, and all that stuff in there. It's some really, really scary stuff there. And like I said, you go to this store, the bottom part of the store, and you can just walk right up to, and you see the caskets, the little baby caskets, and all that stuff. And the graveyard's not that far away, and the people who own that and the shops next door, they hear people screaming, they hear gunshots in the middle of the night. Cops get called there all the time to investigate gunshots, and unfortunately kids screaming, and they go and there's nothing there. There's people that's went in and investigated this, and they have to leave because there's such a dark presence. And the thing is, everybody says it's because he got his daughter pregnant is the reason why he took out his whole family and then committed suicide. But a lot of strange things happened before this has happened. There's family members and friends of the family that said that he was out in the woods and came across something and said that it scared him so much that he fell down and hit his head. And after that, he started getting tired. He didn't want to. He slept all day until he turned to where he was really mean and abusive to people. And the next thing you know, he went to have all their pictures taken, a family portrait, bought brand new clothes for everybody in the family, got their pictures taken, and then you heard the rest. And that's why they think that he was actually taken over by a demon, or whatever you want to call it, a dark presence or whatnot. And people who's went into that funeral home or store or market or whatever you want to call it to investigate it, because there's people still investigating that today, that go in there and they can't stay the night because it tries to get into them.
Well, now, Lisa Anderson called me out on something. She told me that Pilot Mountain is in Surrey County. Sorry about that. Now, if you really truly want to hear some good stories, the mountains of North Carolina, and I can vouch for this one. It's full of stories.
Yeah.
I don't know about Virginia or, the rest of them. But coming up, Daddy has told me stories among stories of things that he has been a witness to, or he was told when he was coming up. And he said back then, grown-ups just didn't lie.
Oh yeah.
When they said something, you believed it. And I don't know if I've told you or who it was, but
yeah, that's it. That's exactly. And the thing is, I didn't know about this until I was searching for something for Christmas, spooky stories, Christmas time, and all that. And then I came across the story,
to chew bubble gum
and
gas.
I said, well, because I found all this information Wednesday, and last night I couldn't sleep, so I turned on Netflix, and this is the Life with Bobby, and it says 28 days, and so I clicked on it and started watching it, and then here they come with the picture of this museum, and I'm like, really? That is freaky, because I just, that's what my stream was going to be about for today. And I'm like, what's the chances of this? And then I'm like, hearing the same thing. I'm like, wow, this is really strange.
Hello, Miss Lake.
Yeah. And I end up watching the whole thing where the husband and wife was in this doing this thing, and wow, I was like shocked, and like I said, this is not where the murders or suicide or any of that happened, this is where the bodies were taken to be shown and stuff. Like I said, it's a funeral home, but it's just like it's a little bit bigger than a closet. You go upstairs and then you walk in and there's all the stuff there. And then I started finding more stuff out about this, and it was weird because all I was going to do is just, like I said, read about the wiki on there and stuff like that, and I found out so much more. And there's a lot of information and stuff on this. Like like I said, the family talked about this. About what happened before this massacre happened. About what happened, whatever he found in the woods. They didn't say why he went in the woods or if he was hunting or what, but when he went in the woods and he came back and said something scared him so bad that he fell back and hit his head. And whatever he seen in the woods scared him that much. And then after that, that's when he started getting very tired. He started sleeping all day, started having really bad headaches, and then started getting angry and started being abusive and really bad stuff.
Well, now, I got family who live in Lewisburg, North Carolina. The old home place, I couldn't tell you the name of the road or address or anything, but they don't live there no more. There was like an old two-story house across the road from them. And there was I'm going to tell you the way I was told, there was a family of hippies that moved in back then. And when they go to bed, they lock the doors, lock the windows, the whole 9 yards. They wake up next morning, all the windows would be open, the doors would be swinging wide open and everything else. That went on for, I think, Uncle said, about 3 or 4 months, something like that. And then, what was it? One morning they walked in, and the rest of them that lived there that did not move out, they found dead in their beds.
Oh, wow.
They don't know how or anything else, and they was buried out in the field up underneath I think he said it was a willow tree. The hunting dogs, deer, nothing will go up or go around that tree. And he had a good hunting dog that got up on the top floor. And they went over there to retrieve him. The dog come down from the second floor, foaming at the mouth and everything. They had to shoot him to get rid of him. He done went mad that quick. Like I said, just like every state,
Oh, yeah.
we got some good ghosts. We got some good stories around here.
Oh, yeah. And, well, you didn't know about the Hatfields and McCoys and stuff. I'm not saying it's your neck of the woods, but it's kind of close. But they're supposed to have been spread out long ways. But you go through them woods and you hear people screaming and hollering and gunshots and.
Well, now
there's nothing there.
Yeah. Well, now Mark Hatfield's got a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch him every once in a while. when he's got some. But yeah, I have coming up in, oh shit, what, third, fourth, fifth grade, I've heard of Hatfields and McCoys, or McCords are. It was supposed to be the longest feud that has ever been fought. And right now, it's supposed to be peace between the two of them, the two families.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I don't know how true this is or not, but I have also heard that don't neither side of the family know what the feud was about.
Pig. I can't remember, one of them owed for a pig, and then the pig wasn't good or something. It died or something like that. It was a couple pigs. And arguments started, and then it got worse from that. It's weird how something like that starts and ends up so bad.
Well, I reckon that goes to show us, back then, slip of the tongue could really get you in a lot of trouble. Or an animal. I'm going to have to do some reading and catching up on some good stories here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And, that way, if you do one night and I'll do another night.
Yeah. Well, we can do it all on the same night.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I don't want to
sit there and tell you story. They're not very, very, very long or anything like that. But what's real good is like when somebody in chat actually knows the story and has heard about the stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was something like that. And the pig died, or it wasn't any good or something like that. I remember.
Yeah, I left Mark an email about 6 months ago. I'm still waiting for a response. I did not know that, Mary Shea. Craig the Hunter is a McCoy. Hell, he's in the wrong neck of the woods.
Well, people move away. I mean, would you want to live next to a Hatfield
that explains the whole.
Take you out?
That explains a whole lot about Craig then. But yeah, you are right. And then with my luck, my next door neighbor would be who I'm fighting against.
But there were quite a few Christmas haunted stories and spooky stories, or whatever you want to call them. But that one, it's stuck way out there. It was like, oh, pick me.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, North Carolina, I'll see. Jeff will probably heard about this.
I do remember hearing about it after you said Bloody Christmas. Now, wait a minute. Are we allowed to say that 3 times or more?
Like I said, there's a lot of different names for it and stuff like that. Actually, this is a better story right here. I should have read this. Like I said, he bought the farm back in 1927, so they weren't there but 2 years. It came with a two small 200-year-old cabin. So the cabin was already 200 years old when they got there.
Well, damn,
So
that was back
you start thinking 200 years. That's
before.
in the 1700s.
That's for Daniel Boone.
Yeah, 1727 is when that cabin was built. And they lived there with their 7 kids. Well, 8 until the one died. Charlie and Fanny had a big old family in a teeny tiny house. Now, see, there's a difference there. The eldest daughter was 17. They said it was 16 before. Yeah, Mary Lou was only 4 months old. I mean, that takes some kind of evil to do what he did to his family. Let me go get a drink.
All right. Once you go get drunk. But yeah, I ain't saying nothing yet. Ain't got nothing to say. Trust, I don't think that one works.
Let's see here.
Well,
Yeah, like I said, what's this? Christmas morning at the Lawson's farm started out with a cake. Marie got up early to bake something for the holiday. She made a raisin cake, but we'll get back to that. Okay, Charlie and Arthur went out hunting in the morning. Local reports say it snowed between 6 to 8 inches that day. Well, that's a lot in North Carolina, isn't it?
Yeah, that's well, no, not up in the mountains. It ain't.
Oh,
Not-
okay. So it was an unusual white Christmas later on. Arthur wanted to do some more hunting with his cousins, but they were all out of rice seeds. So the boys set off to town to buy some after Charlie told them he was out. That didn't make no sense there. That afternoon, Carrie and Maybelle decided to visit their. Oh yeah, this is what I already told you guys. Yeah, and I'm not going to go into some of the other stuff there.
what?
Yeah, this hound wanting a little bit of attention.
Yeah,
won't
but
go up and
there's
do it.
like I said, there's a lot of different stories and stuff on this.
By all means, huh?
Well, I'm gonna see what I can do between now and next Friday. I'm about to
Okay.
pull up here in North Carolina.
But just the fact that now it doesn't say too much about what happened to the farm or the house, the cabin, or anything like that.
Now I'm wondering if the
I've
cabins.
actually got there's actually pictures and stuff, but I'm not going to show that stuff.
So therefore, that means that the cabins are still standing today, correct?
I don't know. They don't. There's nothing said about the cabin or anything like that because everything moved over to the feed store where the funeral was, and that's where everything takes place now. I don't know about at the house though.
Now, the way you read it and everything, and the way I took it, like the bodies have not been put in the ground yet.
Oh, they're buried, but they were on display at that feed place or that marketplace upstairs because that's where the funeral home was, the second
Okay.
floor. Like I said, there's I guess Fox Channel 8 News is a big news place, and they do a story on this a lot, like every Christmas.
Okay. Now I know come Halloween, therefore a week leading up to Halloween, Fox 8 does stories like that also.
Yeah, it might have been that too. But there, when, because they actually show, and I'll give you a link to these pictures and stuff because I don't want to put them on the channel and whatnot. Because it pretty much shows, it doesn't show the bodies, but it shows the aftermath of how gruesome it was. It just wasn't pew pew and he took off.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I say he used the other end of the gun,
okay,
he really used it.
So like playing baseball?
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was trying to be polite about it.
Yeah. I mean that shows you how dark that guy was at that time to do something like that. And that's, like I said, 4-month-old. You have to be really out there to do something like that. And there was quite a few of these stories on Christmas that's happened like that. And a lot of people that's in the paranormal and all that have said, believe it or not, a lot of this stuff happens during Christmas because of that's when Jesus was born and stuff like that. And it's a dark thing. It's evil thing. But like I said, there if you go in search ghost stories or stuff like that for during Christmas season, you'll actually see a lot of that stuff.
At night?
Good.
Are you sure wasn't tired?
No, I'm awesome.
Yeah, I'm good, Lake. Just a dry throat. There is and the one on that show, Life of Bobby, will probably say the one that really freaked me out when I watched it was the one in Colorado, where they got it on film of the cupboards opening up, and they didn't open up all at one time. They opened up one at a time in different locations. There was about 5 or 6 cupboards, and everybody's in another room, and they come in and all the cupboards are open and they're freaking out, and they were recording it, and they played it in reverse, and
Well, thanks,
they
Coach.
played it again, and you could see all the cupboards opening up slowly.
Here, take my phone.
And if it was like a backdraft or something, they all would have opened at the same time, but you can see them one every other one would open up slowly. One would open faster and one will open slower or something like that. It was really strange. And during the investigation, you could hear footprints or footsteps and stuff like that, and some spooky stuff. Which is a good show. I think everybody, if you have Netflix, it'd be a good one to watch. 28-day horror stories or something like that.
Yeah.
It just came out on Netflix.
I've not seen that one. I've seen the movies 28 Days and 28 Days Later.
Oh yeah, that's a zombie movie. Basically what they do, they blindfold people and they drive them to these locations, a team, and they put them in front of these places and take their blindfolds off and say that you're living here for 28 days to investigate it. And woo.
Okay.
It's a bit freaky. And there are some of them are what do they call them, spirited people. They have different names for it, for those who can actually sense other beings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Clairvoyant or whatever you call it.
There is the only one that comes to mind right now is Supernatural, but I know that and can't be yet.
You mean the show?
No,
Oh,
there are people out there who are supernatural beings or whatever. You know, they can sense something is wrong.
yeah.
You know, about like what you was talking about.
Yeah, and there are some of them that actually help police departments and stuff to solve crimes that they can't solve, and then they bring in these people, and then they touch something that they used to have or something. They say, well, they're buried so and so where, and and they can't, they don't understand, they can't believe it.
And they've done looked over it half a dozen times. Carol Z, to my knowledge, 101 will be going live tonight. Why you do this to me for?
Do what?
Trying to think of a name, and now it's going to bug me till I can think of it.
What are you trying to figure out?
What they're called, what those people are called.
Well, that's why I said they have all kinds of different names.
Yeah. But there is a woman who lives on the coast of North Carolina who does that. Matter of fact, there was a show, probably about 20 years ago.
Yeah. Mediums.
Yeah, medium.
Sensitives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said they have a lot of different names. Psychics is another one.
That's the one I was trying to think about.
Yeah. And you don't have to say that you are, but there's some people that can sense when bad stuff is coming, or like my family has been, because my grandma was a gypsy. Her family was really big into that fortune telling and all that stuff. And very superstitious. They had things like if you drop silverware on the floor, and if it was a spoon, that meant a woman was going to come visit. If it was a fork, a man was going to come. If it was both, it was a man and a woman. Like if a bird flew in your house, that meant somebody in your family was going to die.
Yeah, it had. The way I was told, it had to be a blackbird, and the reason that is, and I've always heard this coming up, a crow can bring a soul into this world, so and can take one out.
Oh yeah, they can take one, not bring one.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a sparrow, I think, was supposed to bring one.
Okay.
And then a crow or a raven will take one.
Yeah.
There. What was the other one? If you drop silverware and if knives cross, like butter knives or something, that's something evil is going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of different ones, and the normal ones like a cat cross your path or a black cat.
Well, coming up, I was the type. I would walk up underneath a ladder just to see what would happen, or
breaking mirrors.
I broke 3 of them in the same damn day. Ended up getting married. But she,
you better behave.
No, she's outside right now. I mean, I may be dumb, but I ain't plumb dumb. Life with Bobby, it depends on which way the cat is crossing. It could be good luck or it could be bad luck.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if it's left to right, that was good luck. And if it's the other way, that was bad luck.
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know for sure, you turn around and go the other way.
Boy, I got some stories.
What are some the old superstitions that you remember?
That I remember?
Yeah, like if your right hand was itching,
no,
you're gonna shake somebody's hand. If your left one was, you're gonna get some money.
Yeah, the way I was told, if your left hand itches, then you're going to come into some money.
Yeah.
If your right hand itched, then that means you got a lot to be paid out. And my right hand always itched before my left one did. So, it's and another one that I remember as a kid, my cousin told me, walking down the sidewalk, if you step on a crack, then you break somebody's back or something like that.
Break your mama's back.
That, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm the type.
If a black cat crosses over,
We done said that one.
bad luck.
And with the mirror, I told him, I said I broke 3 in one day and ended up getting married. They was waiting for you to have a comeback on that. She will later on.
I didn't break them.
I broke. Me and my best friend broke 3 of them in the same day. We both got married the same year, not to one another, but.
Yeah, there were if you're and it's the same thing with your feet. If your right foot itches, you're gonna walk on strange ground, and left one, I can't remember what that one was.
What is it? Yeah.
I forget all of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Oh
you
my
don't hear
God.
you don't hear about them anymore.
No, yeah.
These young people don't know.
Yeah.
Late telling you to get the fly swatter after me.
What you done now?
And now about the mirrors.
Oh.
Now, of all those, the one that I would believe more would be the bird flying in your house.
Well, now I had an aunt who was extremely superstitious. You know, you 5 or 6 years old, an ant like it can scare the mortal shit out of you.
Yeah.
And that was one of the ants I really don't want to be around at that time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it seems like everything you do, oh, you better not do that. Such a happen, or
and you did it anyway on purpose.
99% of them I did just to aggravate. Like my grandmother, Daddy was digging the garden in the backyard. My grandmother come over there and jumped on Daddy. And you know he's gonna dig a hole in that thing, and I'm gonna fall in it. I'm sitting here thinking, if I dig it deep enough, can she get out of it? And I went and dug one.
Yeah, the whole bird thing. I don't remember what the bird was or anything that flew in the house, but my dad freaked out and he called back home to talk to his mom. Well, my grandma, and didn't even get it out, and they said his my uncle, no, it was his uncle, died.
Huh.
And that's the thing that stuck in my head that whole time. None of the other stuff ever
occurred to you.
It was that bird in the house that freaked me out that time, and when found out that his uncle had died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now let me go one a little bit more. How many times have you gone to bed and dreamed of something so outrageous you never thought would happen, and within a week, what you dreamt happened?
Oh, like deja vu?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I remember well, I think it was my dad playing something on me anyway. I don't think it was real or anything. He says if you have the same dream 3 times in a row, it'll come true.
Yeah.
So I dreamed I want new toys. I want new toys. Before I went to bed, and I don't know if I dreamed it but 3 days later I had new toys.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, cool. And then I went to bed. I want more money. I want more money. I didn't get no money though. Dang it.
Now that I do believe in. You dream something 3 times in a row, it will happen. You know, there's many things I've dreamt time and time again, and it ended up happening.
Yeah, they say that your dreams it's something telling you something. A lot of times you have to read between the lines.
You do.
Of the meaning of things. And sometimes you just don't know about it. And there's different people think different things. Some people think that that's God's way of telling you stuff because you're in your dreams, you're more open, you're more relaxed, so you're not thinking of everything in the day, of all your problems and what you have to do and stuff. So when you're thinking, it's more easier for you to communicate, basically.
Well, now I used to be able to interpret dreams, but fair. I'm not going to say I was the best.
Yeah.
I do know if a person is dreaming and they dream of a tidal wave or something like that, right there, real rough waters, one or two things is going to happen. You're fixing to have a friend or relative to betray you, or you're fixing to have a life-changing event. It will be one of them two.
Yeah, that's why I was never the whole tarot cards or anything like that. My grandma could read your palms and stuff, and technically I can, but I don't do that stuff. But the whole tarot card is there's so many meanings for each card.
Exactly.
You could get the same reading by 10 different people and it would mean 10 different things.
Well, now, don't you have to use something like about 3 or 4 different, or let me rephrase that. Don't you have to lay down 3 or 4 cards face up in order to be able to read them?
You like if I was doing yours, you put your hands over the card, the deck,
Right.
for a few minutes and clear your thoughts, and then the person that's doing the reading does the cards. You don't touch them after that.
Well, tarot cards and mediums, people that can read your future, I'm sorry, I stay away from those two type of people right there.
Well, mediums, I don't think it's somebody that actually feels or is more open to things. The tarot cards, I'm not.
I think the tarot cards is more of a black magic than anything.
It can be, and that's the thing. It depends who's doing it.
Okay.
Because like I said, I've been around that stuff. On my grandma's side, I'll tell you backstage more about it, but their whole family were gypsies and fortune tellers and more stuff. Technically, my dad was called a warlock, so you can imagine what the female version of that is.
Yeah.
And that was, like I said, that was my mom's or my grandma's side of the family was that.
Well, now, was that on your mama's side or your daddy's side?
My dad's side.
Okay.
His grandma.
Okay.
Or his mother. My grandma. Yeah.
Well, see, my grandmother was the type. She'd tell you to go play in the road. She told us during the thunderstorm, if you was to drive a nail in the ground and put your ear to it, you could hear the devil beat his wife.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
the old nails, the iron ones.
Yeah, but think about it. Lightning comes from the ground up. It don't come from the sky down. So you drive you a nail in the ground and put your ear to it, you subject to get struck by lightning. So, there wasn't but
Put a piece of hair up underneath the rock and it's supposed to be a rainbow.
I ain't heard that one. But I
What?
have.
What was that one?
She said put a hair up underneath a rock while it's raining and it's supposed to be a rainbow.
Yeah, I ain't heard that one. I remember something about a.
And if a bird gets your hair, you have a headache. Or
If
make a
what?
nest, if a bird makes a nest out of your hair, if it's on the ground, you have a headache.
Yeah,
Really?
I heard that one. And if you take a horse's hair and you place a nickel and place it on the hair on the railroad tracks and let the a train run over it, that's a good luck piece. If the horse hair gets squished into the nickel.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take 2 nickels and find me a horse. Make sure that horse's hair gets locked in there.
I'm sure you wouldn't have no problem finding one.
Not around here. The problem is getting away from it because them horses can kick quicker than you can run.
All depends on how you treat them.
But if now I have heard you can take a feather and put underneath a dog that dreams and then put it under your pillow, you will have the same dream that dog does.
Oh no, I wouldn't want that.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean,
never heard
but that's
that.
what I've heard.
Sometimes them dogs have awful dreams. They'll be laying on their side and start taking off running like crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to read chat too. That's pretty good going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about the people who can these sensitive people and those types, and some think that it's God talking to them and stuff and opening up to them. A lot of times they think that's who it is, but it's something darker.
That the way I've been told by preachers is you test them. Dude, I don't know if I want to test them or not.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know. They may not like the test I give them and come back on me.
Yeah, that's the spooky thing, and they talk the talk and everything, but when you get them in the house and whatnot, and you just let evil in the house.
Well,
that's the scary part that people don't realize is that's their plan to get you in the house or get you in, because you have to invite that stuff in.
exactly. And I reckon there was a movie out years ago. I think the name of it was called Mirrors. Okay.
Yeah. Why do you think you see these old farmhouses and stuff
Covering the mirrors.
if they had a mirror, it always had a scarf over top of it or something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Those old dressers that had the mirrors in the back always had scarves over them.
Yeah, they did, because
you'd see those pictures, and sometimes in old movies, it's because that everybody thought that's a portal. And
Well,
still this day, that everybody from here is the first thing you think of is a portal. Where's the portal go?
Well, now the way that I have been told is when a person passes, okay, his spirit or soul can get trapped in that mirror. And I kind of hate to say this, but I do believe that. That is one of the reasons I don't go into old houses and look for stuff to bring home no more. Just because the point is what you see it.
Yeah.
It could be evil. You bring it home and it's loose in your house.
Yeah.
And one or two things. Yeah, they can, Ginger. And believe it or not, a spirit can attach themselves to a person.
And objects.
Yeah.
And there are many stories of objects being possessed. And then once you bring it in your house, then it's you brought it in the house.
Just like a Ouija board.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Ouija board. It's a game, but
no,
you're opening you're inviting stuff in.
Well, now there was a guy who lived in the neighborhood. He told me that one of his aunts or somebody.
Those things are scary by themselves. Antique dolls.
Dolls, period. That they had a Ouija board and something kept happening. So he took it and threw it in a barrel fire. You know, he thought it done burnt. He said he went back a few days later, dumped the barrel out, and right there was the board. It ain't never been touched by fire.
Hey, TJ.
Hello, Miss TJ. Now, I come across, before I ever found any of this out, I come across an old Ouija board. It was from the 50s. Okay.
Those ones are scary.
My wife would not let me have that in the house.
The thick ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it did not have the triangle to it. Okay. And after he told me that, I went out there and tried to set it on fire. That damn thing would not burn. I used 2 cans of lighter fluid on it. It still would not burn.
Yeah.
I give it away and told the person who I give it to what I'd done.
You didn't give it away, Jeff.
I didn't. What I
put it out there in the building, and when we went to look for it, you couldn't find it.
Oh boy.
Really? Oh. Mm-hmm. But okay. But anyway, that's a lie. I see a Ouija board in Walmart or somewhere like that. I ain't touching the dead burn thing.
Oh no.
You know, because
there's nothing wrong with that. It's the fact that you're trying to contact something that you shouldn't be messing with.
Right.
And it could be a shot glass on a coffee table, and you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You're opening up, you're trying to bring something, you're inviting something in.
Well,
and you don't know what it is. It may be nice and say nice things to you and whatnot, and it could be very bad.
Well, it's like anything else, you know. It could be the devil itself, you know, saying nice things, but it only takes that one thing to get you to believe it. You know, he could be telling you 9 truths and only one lie, and chances are you're going to believe that lie. But Now, see, when me and the wife first got married, we went antique shopping practically every weekend. And it kind of has got to the point, well, it ain't kind of, it gotten to the point, I really don't go antique shopping no more.
Yeah.
You know, you can call me crazy, you can call me whatever you want. But the point is, I'm going to do what I think is safe. It may be crazy to other people. I don't care. Now, I'll go and I'll look, but I'm not going to buy if I can get out of it. You know.
Yeah, that's a bit creepy there.
It's, I reckon different strokes for different folks, right? I thought 101 was in the room.
Do what?
I thought Prepping 101 was up in the room.
I didn't see him.
What thing, Lake?
Yeah, I lost on that one.
Oh, that's right. In 15 minutes, Bigfoot has a premiere. Damn, it's hard to believe we've been on here for that long. Wait a minute. DJ, are you at work or you at home?
Do what?
No, I was asking TJ, was she at work or was she at home?
There's a link to Bigfoot's
channel tonight.
Yeah.
Lake Ferry, this is interesting and a good talk. Keep going. Yeah, but we're running out of things to say. I know there's more stuff out there, but our minds are comprehending with everything right now. We got to get set up, prepare. Lake, I bet you got some stories from up in your area.
Oh, every state has them.
Yeah, every state does. Y'all get Bigfoot up here next week and get him to tell you some stories from that area. Yes, Lake Ferry, I'm running out of things to say.
They do up in Hickory. Fell apart of Hickory.
Wife's family, some of them growed up in the foothills, North Carolina, Hickory, old part of Hickory.
My grandma did.
And she was telling me when we was dating that there was a guy who got buried out there and kept coming back, sitting on the edge of his wife's bed. The only way she could stop him from doing that was take a chain and cross it on the guy's grave in the shape of a cross.
To keep him in.
Yeah. And since then, he never showed up.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. That way everybody's got time to head over to Bigfoot Lake's channel and watch his premiere, which is going to be in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So we will see you over there. And I will leave you with our little outro.
And I'll see you.
See you next Tuesday.
Wait a minute. Prepping 101 goes live at 10 minutes after 9 tonight. Not 8:45, 8:50. 10 minutes after 9. Thank you.